guys. All right, so we're continuing our, it's not like really a tour, but this is just, I guess, questions related to the kitchen and cooking and stuff in the RV, because I think that is something that's important to people if they're going to live in an RV full time.
Yes.
How do you eat?
Yes.
What do you eat? All that stuff, because cooking matters. Because usually a lot of times, even if you're going camping or you're traveling, vacationing and stuff like that, you got to figure out how you're going to survive.
Oh, yeah.
And eating is very important. So we wrote down a couple of questions that we thought might be of importance or value, I guess, to those who are interested in this nomadic lifestyle. RV.
We can't see your eyes.
That's okay. They are there. I can see you. No. I don't know what the... Sorry,
sorry, y'all.
If I take my glasses off, I can't read the glasses. I can't read the questions.
That's all right.
Because I can't see.
You see a beautiful face.
All right. So the first question we wrote down was, how has living in the RV full time changed our eating habits? You can go first.
I gained weight.
Okay.
I gained weight since we started RVing. And I really think it's because sorry, the windows are open, so sorry if you hear people driving by or motorcycles. Yeah. But I gained weight since we started RVing. I don't know what it's from. I feel like I've been eating the same stuff, like the same dishes, but I feel like I haven't been moving as much. Like, I feel like in the house, when we were staying with my mom, we would go up the stairs, down the stairs, around the house, go out and like go to the park and stuff. Like, seriously, we would go on walks normally. Like, it would be, a normal thing. Yeah. But I think because we've been RVing, we don't really know the areas that we stay at sometimes well. We don't really know, like, what the community is like. Yeah. So we haven't really been getting out there. And I know this is more about, like how has it changed your... What's the question? Sorry.
Sorry.
But I've gained weight. I think we've started eating a lot more starch. And I think it's because it's just easier to make. Noodles are easier to make. Noodle dishes, rice dishes.
Yeah.
But what was the question? Sorry.
How has living in the RV full time changed your eating habits?
Oh, my eating habits. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. But I'm guessing to the eating habits thing, I gained weight, so I'm pretty sure I'm eating heavier foods. Mm-hmm. Maybe, again, like I said, maybe it's emotional eating. Like when we first left, I was pretty depressed, and I'm like, I just want to eat my feelings. Yeah. And so I was just eating everything. Also, we ate out a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm first starting out, so unhealthy food, you gain weight, and you're not really moving like that. I think in the beginning it was like that. Yeah. Towards like where we are now, eating habits, I think I'm just more concerned about like the space that we have in the fridge, portions, and not necessarily for my weight, but because this meal has to last us 4 days. 2 days, which is 4 meals because it's 2 people, so 2 meals a day is 4 meals. Yeah. So like really portioning off, like, okay, is this enough? Yeah. And that kind of thing.
Yeah, I definitely think it changes the type of foods that you eat, because you think about storage, like. Sure, you might be able to cook stuff, but how much room do you have to actually cook the things that you want to,
Yeah.
Things that you want to cook.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, that's good. I'm thinking about like produce too. I didn't mention this.
Yeah.
So when we were at my mom's house, we would get a lot of produce. When we were living in like our condo, we would get a lot of produce. Mm-hmm. And so we realized on the road, produce doesn't hold up well in the RVs, in their RV fridges, but also like for the dishes that we want to cook, we can't really use a lot of produce. Yeah. And then or fresh produce.
And fresh produce also takes up a lot of space. Yes. So like there's very limited space that you have in a refrigerator, So like even in the freezer, so you may want to get like frozen stuff or whatever. Like sometimes people can stock up on like vegetables and things like that.
Yeah.
But your space gets really limited.
Yeah.
And
really limited.
Yeah, and you also become conscious of like how your stuff holds up in regards to like if you're traveling, like your propane and all those things that keep your refrigerator cool.
Yep.
Because we've had instances when our refrigerator didn't stay cool and we lost food. Like
lost a lot
of stuff, and so we would have to go out and buy more food, more groceries and things like that.
Yeah.
So being conscious of that, thinking of like easy things to make.
Yes.
So
no stress, low stress.
Yeah, so like cereal, noodles, or other things like that. You're trying to figure out, all right, what's the easiest thing I can do?
Yep.
And doesn't require also a lot of prep time or use of a lot of electricity or propane
or space
or anything like that. Excuse me. Like, so that changes things, and I think I also agree with you. Like, when we first left, we definitely ate out a lot.
Yeah.
I think we started cutting back a lot more because of like finances and things like that, and then whatever. But
we weren't eating in like fancy places either. And that's the thing, we were eating like trash.
Yeah,
so like
a lot of fast food.
A lot of fast food, a lot of donuts, Lord. And you know, it's okay.
Walmart donuts.
Yes, it's okay to treat yourself every once in a while, but I definitely feel like we overdid it. That was the most fast food and like unhealthy food I think I've ever eaten, like in that amount of time, my whole life. Yeah. So you start to feel it. I was like, okay, well, I need vegetables.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And that kind of answers the next question: is like, do you feel like we eat out more?
Now, no.
Yeah, not so much now.
In the beginning, absolutely.
Definitely in the beginning, we were eating out a lot. Way too much.
And also, like, we were traveling, so I feel like when we first left, we did get stuff from mommy's and from the grocery store. But I don't think we really had a handle on, like, cooking, and, like, it was just, to me, it was almost, like, scary to try it. And so, to me, it was just easier to go get food that was already prepared. So, because I wasn't really, because once we started cooking, I think it was just, like, a mental thing. And it was like, okay, now it's legitimate. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's for real.
Yeah, definitely. The next question, I agree with you. The next question is, do you like cooking in the RV? Why or why not?
I'll be honest with y'all, I don't like it very much. I do it because we have to eat. But again, when you go from like a full kitchen, and the thing is, even in our condo, we didn't really have like a full kitchen. Like, I'm talking about like if we compare it to like mommy's, like my mom's house, like she has a lot of counter space. So because like that's the house I grew up in, it's like, okay, well, I can make this and this and this. I can have 3 things going at one time. And then you get in the RV and it's like,
it's not a full house kitchen. I would just say that because wherever we've lived, we've had access to a full kitchen. Right. In regards to actual physical space, that varies. But it's definitely a drastic difference
going from
being in the RV because there is no, like, this is probably smaller than where we were in the condo. So like,
it is.
And you know, it's like in regards to counter space and all that stuff.
Most definitely.
So like that's a big difference. And then of course we also don't have as many appliances. So like we don't have an oven or anything like that. So and then also even with electricity, thank God that we have solar panels and stuff like that. But if we're boondocking and things like that, and we're trying to conserve our propane and all that other stuff, we don't have just easy access to plug up the things and just run whatever's there. So it definitely makes it a little bit more tedious. Tedious.
And some people cook like outside, like you know, when they're camping. Like grilling and stuff. We don't do a lot of that, and we also don't have the stuff to do that.
We don't have a grill.
We don't have a grill. We don't have like the the charcoal and stuff that you need to do the whole thing, because that's a whole other new thing you got to carry around and like maintain and all this other stuff, and it's just easier for us just to use like the regular appliances. And again, like if we didn't have the solar panels, I don't know what we would have been doing.
We would have to be using the
stovetop.
We would have to, like that would be the only option, which
it's not a problem.
I don't think that's a problem, because I mean, more or less it's just a gas stove. Like it's close their quarters, like you know, like your gas.
I think that makes me nervous.
So like your gas tank in the house might be like in the basement and far away from you, but like right here it's like, oh, you turn around,
it's right under my feet.
So that, I think I can understand that why they would be nervous. But definitely cooking in the RV is tedious. Tedious. It's not as convenient, or at least from what we're saying. Of course you cook because you're hungry, you know, so you do what's necessary or whatever, but like having to move stuff around, and like we said, we don't have a lot of counter space, so like moving appliances around and then trying to cut up stuff, and like you gotta hold things a certain way, it can get a little trying. But,
and you can get irritated real quick. I think like for me, when I'm cooking, I like to have clean dishes and stuff. Like I like for the whole area to be clean before I start cooking, and when it's not even that, sometimes it's not even not clean, it's just cluttered, and I think in my mind it's like driving me nuts. And so, you know, with little spaces, then you gotta put everything on the floor, then you're in somebody's way, you know, when they're just trying to walk past or whatever. So I mean, do I like to cook? Yes. Do I like to cook in the RV? Not necessarily. Again, like I said before, I feel like the one thing I would change about our RV is just more counter space. And more storage space.
Let's see. What's been your favorite meal we've had in the RV?
Spaghetti.
That's cool.
Well, so when we were staying with my mom, we would make burgers and Brussels sprouts, and so good, y'all. we would use like the Beyond burgers. So like but because money, we don't get that. We get beef now.
Yeah.
And like that's a good meal because it's like it's cozy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tied to like memories and stuff and all that. And we also used to put like an egg on it. We haven't been able to do that since we've been RVing.
I haven't figured that one out.
No. But yeah, spaghetti one because it's just easy and it's good and it's filling. And I've tried new spaghetti recipes that I haven't tried at home. Because I'm like, okay, we need vegetables. Okay, well, let me just put peppers in it. Let me just put spinach in it.
Yeah.
Just experimenting. Yeah. And it's delicious, if I do say so myself.
I can agree with that. I think spaghetti is good. I'm trying to think of other things that we've had.
Chicken.
Pad Thai was cool.
Pad Thai.
That took a lot of work though because it took us a long time to find the right Pad Thai sauce that we like using. Yeah. So that
when we found it, we racked up.
Yeah, I think that probably was like, oh wow, this is amazing. This is gonna be great because we haven't had this in a really long time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, of the stuff that we've cooked, probably spaghetti is probably my favorite too.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Okay, so we sort of answered this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. What's something you wish you had in the RV to help you cook?
Besides more counter space, sometimes an oven. An oven for sure. I miss having an oven. Yeah. For simple stuff like we can't bake cookies. We can't just bake food while we're using other appliances. It would just make for easier cooking.
I think for me, since we're not using propane, I wish we had like a hot plate, like because I feel like it would be so much easier to prepare stuff with an actual stovetop. Yeah. So even if we had like an electric hot plate that we could hook up as like another one of the appliances,
I think about that.
I think that would be a lot better. Or even like, I don't know, RV manufacturers out there, if there's a way that you can make like a dual propane / electric stove thing, that would be cool. So like, if you don't have propane or if you don't want to use propane, you can use electric, like if you're hooked up or something like that. Because I think, again, that's just a lot easier to cook and prepare stuff instead of, because like the Instapot, like for example, whenever you're making burgers or if we're trying to warm up something in Instapot, you have to like cook inside of it's like a bucket. So I'm cooking like trying not
compared
to like if you have like a saucepan or something like that. One if you're flipping burgers or preparing anything else, even cooking chicken, it's like a lot easier instead of having to go down and then of course it's also easier like if you have
flat space.
Like a flat pan is a lot easier to cook in instead of like this whole big pot and stuff like that. We've kind of answered some of these questions, but whatever, we're gonna ask them anyway. So what's something that makes it difficult to cook in Dara?
Lack of space.
Yeah, what about something is there anything that makes it easy to cook in Dara?
Not really. And again, like if I never experienced like living in a home, like a house, like with a counter and everything like that, then it'd probably be fine. But I think because I'm always comparing like the space that I had versus what I have. But I mean, I think the solar panel thing helps. It makes the solar power makes it easier to cook in Darla for sure.
I think something that's easier is probably the appliances that we do use. Because like for the Instapot, you just for the most part you can just set it and leave it. And you cook it and it's like, oh, that's it. And the same with the air fryer. So like if you want to fry something or bake something, it works really fast. Often, so that.
Well, I guess in that case, then
So
the appliances make it easier.
The appliances.
And I probably would still use it even if we were at a house or like in sticks and bricks or whatever. I would still use that.
But definitely the space makes it difficult to prepare food and things like that. And I think the one of the other things I don't like is clean up. Because like the thing about water, like that's the thing that bothers me the most. Because like I want to make sure the dishes are clean.
Yes.
But I also don't want to use all of the water trying to make sure the dishes are clean. And,
which is easy to do in that kind of sink.
Exactly. And if you're like scrubbing off stuff and things, and that's another thing in regards to like cooking. Like what's going to be the easiest thing to clean up after?
That is the question.
Because some stuff you cook, like gets on the pan and things like that, and it may take some elbow grease or a lot of time or whatever. And again, you want to rinse stuff off because you don't want food.
Grimy.
Yeah, you don't want that. Like, you want your stuff to be clean.
Yeah.
Especially in, again, a closed space. Like, for me, like, I don't like food in, like, sleeping areas. I don't.
It's a thing.
But
like,
I mean,
I'll be trying to take some snacks to the bedroom, and he'd be like,
nah, because I don't know, just the idea of, I don't want to wake up and, like, something's, I don't want that. And it's even trickier because our bedroom is, like, right there.
Yeah.
So, like, the kitchen and then the bedroom. And then if you're out, you know, on BLM land or, like, anywhere, you don't want anything hanging around that creates, like, oh, let me go ahead and hop on this RV real quick.
Yes.
And something to eat. Like, no, I want it clean as possible.
Yeah.
And so not having the liberty of, like, water.
Yeah.
I think it can be frustrating sometimes. It's like I'm very calculating, like, all right, I gotta scrub this just right, and I gotta do whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, I think.
I need a battery.
Okay. They're all dead. So.
All of them?
Yeah. Anyway, while this joint is blinking, thank you for watching, and you know, like, that's it. We just wanted to give you a tour and tell you about our experience cooking and eating in the RV. So, but
we hope it was helpful.
Yeah, hope it was helpful, and thanks again, guys, for everything that you do. Our battery's dying, and we don't have any other batteries right now. So, until next time, you guys be safe, stay well, much love, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.